This is Professor Michael Chapman. I'm one of the most experienced IVF doctors in Australia. I believe that an important part that I can contribute is to educate patients in relation to fertility, infertility, and all that involves. These series of podcasts help to educate you. I hope they are helpful to you. If you wish to know more, however, I'm more than happy to have you contact me via email, which is profmchapman@gmail.com, or make an appointment to see me on 9138 4222.
We have a question from Jen, who's live. She says, is it okay to take a break from fertility treatments?
Absolutely. I recommend it to patients, particularly if it's been a stressful process for you. And for most women it is, and let's not leave the men out. For most couples it is a stressful process. Now, what's a break mean? And does it mean that if you have an IVF cycle you should wait a month and then do a cycle a month later? Or does it mean let's wait 3 months, have a holiday and settle down and then come back and start again? It doesn't make any difference. The only time it is time relevant is when you're getting older. So, if you're 29 and you've gone through an IVF cycle and it didn't work, waiting another year to get over it and to reduce your stress levels and get a good view about why it didn't happen and talk to a good specialist about it. Waiting doesn't have any problems. If you're 39 and wait 12 months, that's actually a significant problem, that your basic background fertility is falling by the month, and therefore a long break at that time is probably not a good idea.
Prof, can you talk about what's behind the rise of men's participation in fertility care?
The rise in men's fertility, I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. Obviously, it's always been, when we have couples anyway.
I think we're seeing more men get involved in the fertility process. I think that's
I think that's just the 21st century. Men's role in the past, probably in fertility treatment, was, hi there, go and do a sperm sample around the corner, come back, I'll tell you whether the result's good or bad. If it's good, goodbye, we'll now be concentrating on the woman. Today, the conversations about what we're going to do with the woman in terms of injections, in terms of operations, in terms of transfers, having the husband involved means that they can be there for all of that. Perhaps not the egg collections, because not many men like seeing a big needle going into the vagina of their partner. Although in some clinics, that's still possible. But I'm certainly not comfortable with that, because I don't want two people in the room asleep, knocked out. I've seen a man faint in my rooms when he was given a blood sample was being taken. I don't think that's a good idea. But no, increasingly the male is involved, and obviously with 30 to 40% of infertility related to the male, they have to be involved. And that's another issue. It's a whole issue in itself about how we make men feel not to blame. I said part of my role is when I care for the couple is making sure that both sides are being supported. The blame game is not part of the process, because that's non-productive and can create its own domestic issues and not help with the getting out there what they want, which is the baby. So involving the male, day one, we always request that the male's there for that first consultation, because we want to find out about their interaction, and also to begin the investigation of whether it is a male problem or whether it's a female problem. Yeah, no, it is a changing environment. And I suppose the other part of it is that more and more we're realising the sperm, with all these more sophisticated tests, sperm issues are probably more prevalent than we've been giving credit to.
And don't forget that you can access all the previous episodes by going to our website www.theivfjourney.com and select IVF Journey podcast from the navigation menu.